Hey boys and girls, I'm doing a Extreme Rules pay-per-view review, and this joint was basically a two-match show. The last two matches at the end is really the only thing worth watching on this whole pay-per-view, to be honest with you, because most of the other matches seemed like they was just rushed. They was trying to fit in all the matches that they could, so they wouldn't go into 11 o'clock territory like at Backlash, because they know that these fans were not going to be playing with that. So I'm going to go into the matches. We had Cien Almas versus Sin Cara. They've been having their little feud on main event and all that, and SmackDown at times. So Almas won the match. Match was okay for what it was just nice and short. Then we had the New Day versus Sanity in a tables match. Sanity got the win, which they should, because New Day doesn't need to win. Sanity needed to look strong in that match because they just came to the main roster and they needed that type of win. So I'm glad that they won that match. Then we had the opener of the pay-per-view, the B Team versus the Deleter Worlds, and the B Team won. I was shocked that they was actually going to let them win. I don't know what they're going to do with Bray and Matt. I don't know if this is the end of them or what. We shall see. So it was a nice short match. It didn't last too long. Like a lot of matches on the show in the beginning did not last long at all. Because maybe a lot of people was thinking that Roman and Lashley was going to be the main event of the show, and that would have pissed everybody off. But it wasn't. So we have Finn Balor versus Constable Baron Corbin. This is basically a no-nothing match. Corbin is doing a little bit better in the ring, and Finn is just, they need to do something other than with him just coming out smiling. They didn't basically ruin him. That's how I feel about Finn. He was one of my favorite guys, but they haven't done crap with him ever since he got injured in the whole Universal title thing. So then we had another match, Carmella versus Asuka, with Ellsworth in the shark cage, even though he didn't stay in there long enough. So what was the point of even having the cage? And Asuka lost again. They basically didn't ruin anything that was great about Asuka. They just got her losing left to right to Carmella, which she's a heel, but she's not the best wrestler, so she always has to win with gimmicks, and that's basically what they've been doing. So another match that just went by so quick. And then, damn, Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. That wasn't even a match. Nakamura hit the low blow, hit the Kinshasa, and won the match, and that was it. Then Randy Orton just popped out of nowhere and kicked then Jeff Hardy in the nuts. But Jeff is hurt, so I think he needs foot surgery or ankle surgery or something like that. So that's why they did the way they did. So it's going to be Nakamura versus probably Randy Orton at SummerSlam, which should be a good match. That was short too. That was only like a 10-second match. Wikipedia saying it's 6, but it was a 10-second match. Then we have Braun versus Kevin Owens. That was another short match, only about 8 or 9 minutes. Kevin won, but he didn't really win because basically Braun chucked him off the top of the cage onto the table, and Kevin didn't look like he hit that joint the way it was supposed to. But hope he doing okay. Even though he won, still made Braun look like a monster. So going into SummerSlam, if they want to have Brock still win and have Braun cash in, you can do that. Or he can cash in on Lashley too. So earlier in the night, Daniel Bryan and Kane got jumped by the Bludgeon Brothers. So They still had the tag team match, but Bryan came out by himself. He held on as long as he can. Kane finally hobbled out, and all you seen was Kane hobbling out with one of them big ass plastic boots on his foot. So we knew that they wasn't going to win the match. So Bludgeon Brothers still got the title. Hopefully, Hell No is one and done, and we'll see what they do with that. Because you know Kane with the whole mad stuff going on, you know he ain't gonna be around too long. So hopefully this will lead on to Miz versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, and most likely Bryan is gonna re-sign with the WWE, so that's no problem at all. So we'll see about that. And what a lot of people thought was gonna be the main event, they was bracing themselves to be the main event. Roman versus Bobby Lashley. This match was just nobody cared what was going on. They was chanting all kind of stuff during the match. And surprise, this match was one of the longer matches during the night, surprising enough. But it was slow. Both guys looked like they was already tired 5 minutes in the match. Fans didn't give a damn. People at home really didn't give a damn. But the Roman marks that just bucketheads and they don't know no better. And nobody cared until Bobby beat Roman with his own move. And the Superman punch is just the most useless setup move ever because he haven't beat anybody with that joint in a long time trying to set people up with the spear. He need to do something else beside that dumb move that he do 5-6 times during the match. God damn. Stop it, Roman. Give it up with the Superman punch. Find something else. And the only time people cared that anything about the match when Roman got hit with Bobby's spear and the 1, 2, 3 and Lashley won and Roman was doing the usual in the middle of the ring, crying like an old baby because he lost. That's all he knows how to do when he loses. Like somebody stole his lunch money. I'm glad he lost. Hopefully it will be Bobby versus Brock at SummerSlam. They don't need to do Roman and Brock at SummerSlam. Nobody wants to see that. I don't even think Brock wants to even be in this match either. So give us Bobby versus Brock and call it a day. So then we had Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. The match basically was about Ronda Rousey. It wasn't really about Alexa and Nia. Alexa won the match, basically all kind of interference with Mickie James. You had Natalya on Nia's side, run in and run out, chairs, kendo sticks, and all that match. All anybody wanted to see was just Ronda jump the railing and beat the hell out of people, and exactly what she did. So basically, the double main event, you might as well call it, the only two matches that was worth anything on this show was AJ Styles versus Rusev. They gave him a nice bit of 16 minutes worth of match. Rusev and AJ. AJ can make anybody look good, so that's nothing new. We all know Rusev is Rusev, and he's just very good in the ring. He's improved a lot over the years. So I give him credit as credit is due with that. So AJ retains his title, which I'm glad because it seems like from all accounts that I heard, Vince wants AJ to be a long-term champion. And as you can see that he's the cover man of the 2019 WWE 2K, so he's going to have the belt for a while. And then we had the 30-minute Iron Man match, Seth versus Dolph. Man, this match was awesome. I can see why they put this at the main event, because it was the 30-minute Iron Man match, so that's a smart move to do to have that at the end. Even though you could have had AJ and Rusev at the end as well, and it wouldn't have been as much as a downer. But I know a lot of people didn't want to see Dolph lose it that quick already. But man, it was a lot of pinfalls in this 30-minute Iron Man match. It came up to be 5-4 at the end, and they actually did something smart. My man Drew had won the right to be by ringside, so he took advantage of the situation at one point when Ziggler was down basically 3-0 and just beat the hell out of damn Rollins. So Dolph could take advantage of the situation and tie it up all the way at the end, 4-4, and then Kurt pulled the shades of WrestleMania 12 and came out and said it can't be no tie match. So basically, they start the match and Drew came out of nowhere. I ain't see it. Nobody saw it. Distracted Seth enough for Dolph to hit the zigzag and to win the match. So Seth lost. Dolph is still the Intercontinental Champion. So I wonder what they're going to go in doing next. So I guess they're going to have that rematch at SummerSlam. So we'll see what they do. Or maybe they're going to go into Drew versus Ziggler. We'll see. So, all in all, my grade for this pay-per-view, it was basically a C+ pay-per-view because most of the beginning matches was just zipped through so quickly that they didn't really have any impact. The only matches that really count for real was the last two matches, and maybe you could say the Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns match if they actually gonna let Bobby go for the title. If they have it where Roman lost this match and still end up in the Universal title match, which makes no sense because he lost both matches he was in with Brock. Brock beat him fair square at WrestleMania. Who cares about that Saudi Arabia Greatest Royal Rumble match because the finish was fucked up anyway because neither one of them knew what the hell they was doing with that ending. Because Roman trash. Brock ain't the most agile person in the world, so they shouldn't have did that ending the way they did. They should have just let Brock beat them fair and square and be done with it. They try and get sympathy on Roman. That shit ain't working. The fans ain't falling for it. Only the buckethead fans that like him that don't know no better are the ones crying foul. So the jig is up. Nobody's falling for that shit no more. Give it up. Roman should just go to the mid-card for like a year to call it a day. He didn't have his chances. So, all in all, this was just a pay-per-view just to get you to SummerSlam. That's about it. So, this is Wildman Willis signing off. See you next time.